What's going on YouTube? So today I'm going to show you how to install a door lock and a deadbolt lock. So what you're going to do is, all I did now is take this whole thing apart, which this is the new one. And so what you're going to do is you're going to look at the side, and you see here most of them will say up. So what you want to do is the deadbolt goes on the top, and you just want to slide it in like this, and make sure the up arrow is pointing up, because that's how the that's how it will be installed. Because backwards it will not work, because this deadbolt, you'll see that the there you go, show you, but over down in there's a little shaft, and it's on the bottom of this thing. It's not centered, so that's how this thing goes onto the bottom, and so that the shaft can go right through this hole right there, and screws go into the holes on both sides of it. So I'll show you how to screw that in, and I'll get back to you. This is also the actual door handle itself. This is the locking mechanism for that, and this just goes in one way, because if you put it in the other way it will not close, so it's only goes in one way. So, and this is the same concept. Screws go through both sides, and then the center has a little shaft that spins this just to open it. So yeah, that's how that works. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so what I did was I just put the four included fasteners, screw them in so that these are both in permanently. So now what you want to do is you want to take both of the handle and the deadbolt lock assemblies both apart. They just split in half, and then I'll show you how it works. So here's the locking mechanism for the handle. As you can see, this is where the key goes. Obviously it would not go like that. You go like this. So what you do is you just put this little rod here. Sorry for the fogginess of it. Let's see. Alright, so whatever. So what you do is you just keep it so it's just like this. You put it in that hole right there, just like this. And it fits in perfectly snug so that it's flush right here against that. It's not going to be perfectly right now because it's not screwed, but then I'll show you what happens on the other side, just so you all know what happens. The same concept happens on the other side, and then it gets screwed in, so I'll show you how that all works. Alright, so what I did was, there's two holes once you install this part, which is just putting this, it's like the same as the other side like I showed you, but it's like the female version, so they just come together, and they pretty much mate in the middle, and there's two holes here that two bolts will pretty much connect them to clamp against the door, so that both sides are tight against the door. And so once those are both done, you just tighten them enough, pretty good, so that they, doesn't wobble. See, it works. So yeah, you just put the two bolts in that are included. They're like small, about an inch and a half big, about an inch. And you just put them in, and you might have to put a screwdriver at like a weird angle to get it, but I got it to work. And from there, that's all you have to do. So that's that part. So now we'll get to the deadbolt, which is pretty much the same process, but it's actually a little bit easier because there's not the door handle in the way with the screws. So yeah, so I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so the same process. You see it's on the bottom. So all you do is you just put this like in it goes only one way, so you just have to fit it in properly like that. And then you just have to maneuver it to straighten out. See how it's kind of like on an angle? You just have to twist it around until it's perfectly, parallel with the door, just like this one. You'll see in a minute how this all works. I'll show you. Alright, so what I did was, all you have to do is the shaft on the other side. That looks like that right there. Sorry, it's kind of hard. It's not focusing too well, but the shaft you can spin and align it with that hole, because it's like a rectangle inside there, so you have to put it only in one way or the other, and it does spin without moving any of the internal parts of the lock. And then all you have to do is take the deadbolt part, which is right here. This is for the other one. Actually, no, that's the old one. But we're putting in another one on the back side of the house. So now take this part here, and this receives the other end, and see those two holes there, where you just align this just like that, and once it goes onto the other side, kind of hard to do it with one hand, but I'll just show you the concept of how it works. So yeah, so it will pretty much, this end here will sleeve right on to right there, and then there's the two sides for the two holes. You can see one there and one there, right there, and then once it's all on, you'll be all set to go for screwing it in. So I'll show you how to do that too. Alright, so what I did was, like I explained, I aligned the the rectangle like female end, which was a part of this one, this side, and then I just took two screws and put it in. So yeah, that's that. So now you just saw how a deadbolt and a just a regular knob is installed. So pretty much, see, that works. Yeah, so it's actually very simple, two screws on both, and it's just pretty much aligning the two sides, or aligning it with the little, rotating bar, I guess you would say, in both of them. And once they align and you can screw it in, that's all that happens. It's actually very easy to do, and pretty much anybody can do it with a couple tools, just like a screwdriver. I have a screw gun here that I use just to make it a little bit faster, just because I have other things to do in the day, but just to show you how that works, and see how now it's all nice and plumb. It looks brand new. So thanks for watching this, and subscribe if you like what you saw, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, guys.